What if the future of cities wasn't on land, but floating on water? South Korea's Oceanix Busan is set to become the world's first floating city, a revolutionary concept that pushes the boundaries of urban innovation. Spanning 6.27 hectares, this modular, self-sustaining city will accommodate 12,000 residents, with the potential to expand to 100,000 people. Powered by 100% renewable energy, equipped with zero-waste systems, and designed to integrate seamlessly with the ocean, it represents a bold new frontier in city building. With an estimated cost of $150 to $200 million, Oceanix Busan isn't just an experiment, it's a blueprint for the future. But how do you build an entire city on water? Let's find out. The idea of floating cities isn't new. It's been talked about for decades. Urban planners, architects, and scientists have long speculated about life on water, but now the need for action has never been more urgent. Why? Because climate change is already redrawing the world's coastlines. According to UN Habitat, a staggering 90% of the world's megacities are vulnerable to rising sea levels. Cities like Miami, Jakarta, and Shanghai face worsening flood risks, while entire island nations, like the Maldives, are fighting to stay above water. The numbers are alarming. By 2050, climate-related disasters could displace 200 million people every year. The problem isn't just rising water levels. As land becomes scarcer and urban populations continue to soar, cities are running out of space. So instead of fighting the water, why not build on it? That's exactly the idea behind Oceanix Busan. In 2019, UN Habitat brought together some of the brightest minds, architects, scientists, and policymakers to explore floating cities as a real, sustainable solution. The idea quickly gained traction, and soon Oceanix, a company specializing in maritime living, teamed up with Busan, South Korea's second-largest city and one of its most flood-prone urban centers, to turn this vision into reality. At its core, Oceanix Busan is a city built on modular floating platforms, engineered to adapt to the natural movements of the ocean. Covering 6.27 hectares, its interconnected platforms will initially house 12,000 residents, with the potential to expand for up to 100,000 people. That kind of scalability makes it a game changer for coastal cities facing space shortages and climate threats. But how does it all come together? The city is made up of 3 floating platforms, each designed for a specific purpose. The living platform offers energy-efficient housing, rooftop gardens, and open communal areas to bring people together. Then there's the research platform, a hub of innovation packed with laboratories, exhibition centers, and facilities dedicated to climate resilience studies. And finally, the lodging platform, designed for ecotourism, featuring hotels, restaurants, and leisure spaces with stunning waterfront views. These platforms are all connected by link span bridges, making movement between them seamless. This layout forms a sheltered lagoon at the city's core, creating a calm space for recreational water activities. But how do you build an entire city on water and make sure it lasts? That's the challenge engineers faced with Oceanix Busan. The solution? A combination of reinforced concrete and steel, creating platforms strong enough to withstand waves, powerful winds, and extreme weather. What about rising sea levels? That's where the real innovation comes in. Each platform is equipped with adjustable buoyant systems, allowing them to rise and fall with the ocean. This prevents flooding and keeps everything stable, no matter how much the water changes. But strength alone isn't enough. Every platform's weight distribution and load-bearing capacity are carefully calculated. Whether it's housing, parks, or businesses, the structure needs to stay balanced under any condition. By blending modular design with cutting-edge engineering, Oceanix Busan is setting a new benchmark for how coastal cities can adapt to the future. Could this be the blueprint for sustainable cities on water worldwide? But what makes Oceanix Busan truly groundbreaking? Its commitment to sustainability. Every element of this floating city is designed to work in harmony with nature, creating a self-sufficient, zero-waste environment. But how does it achieve this? Let's start with energy. Oceanix Busan runs entirely on renewables, harnessing both solar and wind power to keep the city running. Floating and rooftop solar panels generate 100% of its operational electricity, while strategically placed wind turbines provide additional backup. The result? A decentralized energy grid that isn't just eco-friendly, it's resilient. Even during disruptions, the city remains powered and self-sufficient. But energy is just one piece of the puzzle. Water management is another critical challenge, and Oceanix Busan tackles it head-on. Rainwater harvesting, filtration, and closed-loop recycling ensure minimal waste and reduced reliance on external freshwater sources. And if that's not enough, desalination technologies could be added, making sure residents always have a steady supply of clean water. Plus, by reducing runoff pollution, these systems protect the surrounding marine ecosystem, a win for both people and the planet. Then there's food. Traditional farming isn't an option on a floating city, so Oceanix Busan turns to hydroponics and aquaponics. These innovative systems use minimal land and water, growing fresh, organic crops year-round. Rooftop farms and shared community spaces bring food production closer to home, cutting down on emissions from transportation. And beneath the platforms, marine farms could cultivate seaweed and shellfish, adding another layer of sustainability. So what happens to waste in a city that aims for zero impact? Enter the circular waste management system. Here, every material, whether recyclable, compostable, or otherwise, is repurposed. Organic waste? It goes into advanced biodigesters, breaking down into biogas and nutrient-rich fertilizers, feeding back into the city's ecosystem. Non-recyclable waste? It's transformed into energy through waste-to-power technology. Even wastewater gets a second life through closed-loop treatment systems, ensuring nothing goes to waste. And when it comes to getting around, Oceanix Busan reimagines urban mobility. Forget gas-guzzling cars, this floating city is designed for pedestrians, cyclists, and electric transport. Zero-emission water taxis and electric ferries keep people moving between platforms, while automated transport systems make commuting effortless. The result? A seamless, sustainable way to travel without a single drop of fossil fuel. Beneath the platforms, marine habitat regeneration projects will actively restore degraded underwater ecosystems. Artificial coral reefs and seagrass beds will provide shelter for marine life, improve water quality, and act as natural wave barriers, reducing coastal erosion. These submerged ecosystems will also aid in carbon sequestration, capturing CO2 and mitigating climate change effects. With an estimated cost of $150 to $200 million, Oceanix Busan is a pioneering model for sustainable urban living, offering a scalable, adaptable solution for coastal cities threatened by rising seas. Oceanix Busan isn't just a one-time experiment, it's a glimpse into the future. If this floating city succeeds, it could revolutionize the way coastal regions respond to rising sea levels. Could this be the answer to the growing threat of climate change? With more than 600 million people living in low-lying coastal areas, the need for innovative solutions has never been greater. Floating cities aren't a concept anymore, they're becoming a reality. Take the Maldives, for example. This island nation is already building its own floating city, set to be completed by 2027. Inspired by coral reef formations, the design features hexagonal floating neighborhoods, capable of housing 20,000 residents. And the best part? It's just a 10-minute boat ride from Malé. But this isn't only about real estate, it's about survival. By blending modern infrastructure with marine conservation, the Maldives floating city aims to be both a safe haven and a model for climate resilience. Meanwhile, Malaysia is making waves with its own vision of floating urbanism. Biodiverse City, An ambitious project off the coast of Penang is reimagining sustainable development on water. Picture a network of 3 artificial islands, fully integrated with autonomous transportation, urban farms, and renewable energy systems. With 4.6 kilometers of public beaches, 242 hectares of parks, and a 25-kilometer waterfront promenade, it's designed to be completely self-sufficient. The Netherlands, a country long experienced in water-based architecture, is also leading the way. In Rotterdam, the floating office serves as a climate-adaptive workspace for the Global Center on Adaptation. Built entirely on water, this structure demonstrates how floating infrastructure can be both functional and environmentally conscious. Oceanix Busan stands apart as the first full-scale floating city prototype. If successful, its modular, adaptable model could be replicated in flood-prone cities like Jakarta, Bangkok, and New Orleans, offering a new path for urban resilience. Could floating cities become the new normal? As climate threats intensify, the question may not be if, but when. So what about you? Would you live in a city built on water? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos.